Right. Hey guys, sorry for the late Zoom start. Having some Wi-Fi difficulties, as you're all aware, school Wi-Fi is not that great. So I guess going on with today and looking at the work and looking at the people that I have in my Zoom, this doesn't really apply to any of you, but yeah, because you all pretty much did the work, but a lot of across the cohort, there's a bit of issue with the fact that some of you guys aren't really completing all of the work, but that's not really you guys, so I don't really need to have that conversation with the ones that are in the Zoom right now. Secondly, thank you to all of you guys for completing the work. Everything that I've seen from yourselves has been fantastic. You're applying yourselves, you're attempting to get through a lot of the workload for my class, and I know there would be a significant workload across a lot of the cohort that you guys have, so thank you for that as well. Now, moving on to, I guess, firstly, I'm going to start with you guys. Did you guys have any questions on anything that you guys did last week in terms of your secondary data collection or your primary data stuff? Does anyone have anything we need to talk about, go over in any of those? Good, I love this talking to black screens. It's really good. Sweet, okay. So there's no need for me to go over what we did last week. Okay, sweet. So moving on for this week. This week is a pretty important week for you guys to be on top of all the e-learn stuff. So, you guys, mainly you guys are most of you in here, my B class. So you guys missed your lesson yesterday, obviously due to the public holiday, but please go back and look at lesson 1 on the e-learn, as that has some important information in there for you. There's now a new, we're now starting to look at a new framework this week, which is the River of Life framework. So this is an overarching framework very similar to our determinants of health that we studied last term, in the fact that it's something that's going to be consistently used throughout the health syllabus. So we need to make sure that we have a decent understanding of it. Obviously, with online learning, you guys can only do so much at home, and when you come back to school, we'll go over it again, but you'll need it for your assessment and you'll need it for certain parts for this week. So what I'm stressing to you guys is please make sure you go back to lesson 1, watch the video I've created, read the PowerPoint, complete the worksheet. This week there's a lot less work because it's more content heavy, and the fact that you have to watch an 8 to 10 minute video of me standing there making a fool of myself, but that's just what you guys have to do. So that's lesson 1, so please make sure you guys go back and do that. Lesson 2 and 3 is going to be another template. All of these templates will add up working towards your assessment and writing your assessment, but for this week, that template that you'll be doing is looking at like current resources that are available to use in adolescents around mental health. So that could be apps, websites, phone lines, that could be anything that you can think of, any resource that you believe potentially would help youth or adolescents get over their mental health struggles, help them with their mental health struggles, improve their mental health struggles, or keep them in a really good mental health space. That's what you guys will be doing. So the sheet looks like, hopefully this share works, it looks like this. So you'll have a template that looks like this. Down the side, I want you to write a minimum of 7 resources in. Then you're going to talk about the strengths of the resource, and this is just, you will just do this by obviously researching, so you obviously won't apply this yourself as of yet, but you need to research. So what's the strength of the resource for you guys, so youth and adolescents? What's the weakness of it? And then the likelihood of you using it. Now, the reason why this question is in here, the likelihood, is because of the fact that from this list, you will need to pick one next week and put into an action plan for you guys to use for your assessment. So this is where you'll get that data on towards the back end, where your assessment says like you've got to develop an action plan, you've got to implement one. This will be the start of you implementing one. So you need to really find one that you're actually going to use for a couple of weeks and you don't mind using for a couple of weeks. So if you pick something really boring, or it's something that you just forget to do each week, you're going to have no data for your assessment. So for something like this, please make sure that you're researching a few different options, something that works for you. Again, on the Learning Place, there's an example of me that I've done for 2 different resources and a video that should be on there. Sorry, you have to go to YouTube for some of these videos. The Learning Place has decided that I've hit my limit on videos, so you've got to go to YouTube for those. So I apologise on that. So that is obviously your template for lesson 2 and 3. With your River of Life stuff, so this is lesson 1. I'll share the eLearn. So obviously you've got your video to watch, 8 minutes. You've got a PowerPoint that ideally I suggest that you watch in conjunction with the video, so that you can go along as I go through the PowerPoint and a few other things on the board, so it probably makes it a bit easier. And then you've got a template to complete down the bottom. So if I show you the template, it's very, very simple. It's probably going to be easier if you have the ability to print it off. Was probably going to be best, but here's your template, and all you need to do is either you can attach text boxes in where you need to and write something in there, or just print it off and write where you need to write. This template at the moment would look very, very stupid until you watch the video, but it's super simple. Pretty much the concept of the template is that you're the individual little swimmer in the middle here, and everything that's positive in your life that is an enabler, so anything that enables you to have good mental health, is pushing you up here towards the ease category. So that's like keeping you afloat, pushing you upstream, making your life a lot easier. And then all the barriers and your stresses in life, so they're the negative things that we wrote on our mood trackers. So the barriers and the stresses, that's pushing you towards disease. And I think you guys can do the simple math here, but if you've got more barriers, you're getting closer towards having issues with your mental health or struggling with your mental health in general. And if you have more enablers, you're generally floating and doing pretty well with your mental health. So this template is really just for you guys to take your information from your mood tracker, the information that you sorted on your primary data template sheet, and then put it into the River of Life. And the reason why it's like a 3-step process is so that it made it a little bit easier for you guys to understand the River of Life and how your enablers are pushing you towards your ease and your barriers are pushing you towards disease. All right, so that's your 2 worksheets this week. So you've got this one, and you've got your analysis worksheet as well. There's not too much else for this week other than watching the video. Like I said, as this is new content, it's super important that you guys obviously watch the video, go through, figure out if it works for you, if it doesn't work for you, and then ask me questions. So that can either be done by email, or I can create a Zoom. So please make sure that you read the PowerPoint, watch the video, get back to me on if you need any more help. We'll obviously go through it when you guys get back to school, but that's pretty much it for this week. So the 2 templates due Friday, 3 p.m. And then hopefully you guys are back at the end of week 5. Does anyone have any questions on what this week looks like? No? Good. Love talking to these black screens. It's just like you guys are in front of me. All right. See you later, guys. Have a great day. Enjoy work.
Oh, Miss Stanton, I had a question just then. So we are doing the lesson 1 stuff.
Yeah, well, you guys are sure that's today for you guys, but my other guys had their lesson yesterday, so they might have tried to skip that just because you would naturally. I would if I was a kid. I would be like, yeah, well, lesson 1, it was a public holiday. I'd do it. So I just wanted to make sure that they go back and do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely go do your lesson 1 stuff, because that's your River of Life video. That's where all that is. So I need everyone to go back and do it. But
Okay.
I'm currently sending out an email right now to both classes about what the week's work is anyway. So you'll get it in writing.
Okay.
Okay, have a good day now.
You too. See ya.
Bye.